Despite Bob Iger claiming that he would return Disney to its former glory, 2023, his first full year back as CEO, was anything but that. In fact, it was full of complete and total disasters, just like we've seen the past several years. Whether it's at the box office, losing money on nearly every single thing they put out, including some of the biggest flops they've ever seen, like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and the Marvels. Or whether it's one PR disaster after another, lawsuits from former employees, people suing Disney for wrongful termination or because they didn't get paid enough, all these different things in the media. But of course, streaming continues to be a massive problem for Disney. And to be fair, it's not just Disney. Based on where we're at with the streaming wars that took off during the pandemic, one thing is crystal clear: Netflix is still king and no one else is anywhere close. In fact, when you look at 2023, when it comes to streaming, Netflix is one of the only people that actually made money. They made $7 billion in profit on streaming. The only other person to turn a profit was Max for Warner Brothers, and they barely did it. About $103 million profit for them over the course of 2023. But Disney, not exactly the same. Disney lost $1.7 billion. And now it has a lot of people looking at Disney Plus, this thing that was Bob Iger's baby, that really he decided to hand over to Bob Chapek and kick off this thing during COVID with their new set to be highly successful streaming service. But the reality is, it is now 2024 and it is not profitable. In fact, when you look back at the last 4 years, Disney's lost $11 billion on streaming. That's how bad it actually is. And to be honest, some of these things can probably be masked because Hulu seems like it's much healthier than Disney Plus at this point. It was more established, obviously, and things like that. So they could be losing way more money on Disney Plus than just $11 billion. But as it stands, that's what we're talking about. The final tally, Disney has lost $11 billion. And they're doing everything they can to make this thing profitable because they promised to do it by the end of 2024. Now, a lot of those are disguised as all these different budget cuts and tax write-offs and things like this that they're doing desperately to try to keep the promise they made to shareholders and to Hollywood that they would actually start making money on this. They're even going back, get this, to actual channels. Take a look at this. Disney to overhaul its money-losing Disney Plus streaming service with new TV channels. Man, it's almost like this entire streaming thing's been a disaster for you, hasn't it? Disney reportedly plans to overhaul its money-losing Disney Plus streaming service by adding standalone channels that feature ads. The so-called FAST channels, free ad-supported streaming television offered by apps like Pluto and Tubi, would tap hit shows from its vast library to create a 24-hour Simpsons option and major franchises like Marvel and Star Wars, according to The Information. The company pursued a similar course of action with its ABC.com app when it added a channel dedicated to 2020 News Magazine and another channel devoted to the soap opera General Hospital. They want to keep people on Disney Plus and take credit for these things on Disney Plus, but the way they want to do it is through a traditional TV style channel. It's just embarrassing what a complete and total failure this has been. And even when it finally does break a profit, probably at some point near the end of 2024, one of these quarters, they'll say, look we did it. We accomplished it. We're profitable on Disney Plus. The reality will be that it's only profitable for that quarter, and they've got a long way to catch up. Over $11 billion have been sunk into Disney's failing streaming service at this point. That is a lot of money to make up. And as of right now, it doesn't look like anyone is catching Netflix anytime soon. Disney's not the only one that's struggling in streaming, but they're certainly one of the biggest. What do you guys think about this? $11 billion. And Disney desperate to do anything they can to right the ship, except what they actually need to do: make good content that's not agenda-driven. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.